All right, man. I'm not gonna waste any time right now today. I know that y'all see it live. You come in when you come in. I'm telling you, y'all getting a whole different view of me this year. Last year went through so fast. So fast. It was in the blink of an eye. And then we here. Now when it come down to this whole coronavirus thing that we got going on, ANCOOR IRVUS, that's what I'm gonna call it. ANCOOR IRVUS and Gill Bates. That's the code name. So when y'all hear me say ANCOOR IRVUS, y'all know what that means. It's basically that whole thing spelled different. So at the end of the day, when it come down to it, before I get into it, I'm just gonna first off lay out. I'm not gonna be here long. And number two, it's crazy how no, regardless. Anyway, at the end of the day, when it comes down to this thing that you see going on, ANCOOR IRVUS out here, with this the V word that they're giving people right now. At the end of the day, a lot of people are not thinking ahead. Y'all right now, my message, if I had any message for y'all right now in 2021, because it's a lot of people not focused, for 2021, as you hear this under the sound of my voice, you should have already been preparing. But I'm telling you right now, more than ever, I want you to act right now on the darkness of my screen. Act like the lights just went out, bro. Are you ready? Are you prepared for what's to come? Act like the lights ain't even on right now. And if the lights did go out, would you be ready? So at the end of the day, the lights ain't got to be what get affected. I do feel that I got a strong urge, feeling that something may happen with that eventually down the road. But the fact is, this guy, Gill Bates, at the end of the day, is who is got control of the farmlands and stuff like that now, apparently. At the end of the day, that type of information comes to us delayed. But apparently, he's got control over the farmlands and things like that, and he's not, with the whole GMO and the sun. I'm trying to keep things discreet because I do not want this video to get taken down. So I have to, anytime I'm jumbling around my words and not, on point like that, is because I'm trying to battle and combat this whole system thing. But at the end of the day, man, the fact is, I want y'all to act like right now, shit just hit the fan, man. Are you really ready? Because all I'm saying is it's gonna catch you off guard again. People thinking stuff is over just because we crossed an imaginary line and that it's 2021 in their mind and shit like that. People think this shit is over. Like they just gonna give up what the fuck has been going on. And that, everything that happened in 2021 is just automatically by default vanished, rendered useless and nothing. Y'all really think that they just gonna give up the control? This is the most control that they've had over people that we've witnessed in since forever, man. At the end of the day, y'all really think that they just gonna give that up? And that just lets you know what level people really are at. The fact is, man, they gonna catch you off guard again. I'm letting y'all know that right now. So I'm telling y'all under the sound of my voice before anybody else in the world ever could. It probably don't even take, if it doesn't take me to tell you, then that's a good thing. Shout out to you, Nikki C. If it doesn't take me to say anything to you, that's a good thing. If you, act on your own accord, that's something that's very uh, good, you know. But the fact is, you want to start having your stuff already together now. That's a fact. And when I say have your stuff together, that's why I'm bringing up the fact that he said what he said about or not said what he said, but he's purchased so-called all of the farmlands and stuff like that, or in control of it at least. In that case, we know that this guy is the same person who's got hands in this ANCOOR IRVUS thing going on right now anyway. He's funded that. So everything literally that you see going on right now, he has some type of connection to in some type of way. This is also the same person who has something that he had, input about energy. He wants to change the energy in the world, how we're getting that energy and sustaining ourselves with it. So whatever type of ushering in there is of new energy there is to come into the world with everybody waking up to this free energy stuff like that. It's like a lot of stuff they're doing right now is to combat that and go against that in whatever way possible. So what I want y'all to realize, man, when they did this whole vax thing, man, at the end of the day, you got to think ahead of the game. They put the stuff out here. They literally, that when they give you something like that, they usually got the stuff inside. The actual virus itself is within the actual vaccine itself. So once they give that to the first person, see what was going on at first was likely some type of prototype or something like that, not the real thing. Then that's where you get the real thing once the first person, if you realize as soon as they injected the first person right around that time concurring, that's when they started talking about a mutation. So therefore, the fact is what been going around likely ain't it just been a regular flu or something like that. I'm not discounting it. It could be something, but whatever it is that they're calling mutated is really what is, it's basically the effect coming from the first person being infected with that mess. And then it starts to spread because technically everybody who gets the vaccine, then what? You then have it. You now have it. You now have the real, you got it in you. Therefore, if you have it in you, everybody who does not have the vaccine automatically by default is in a whirlwind. They're unprotected. This is part of how they're going to force. So you're going to really start to see. That's why I'm telling y'all, start to prepare now. Because at the end of the day, I can tell y'all now, right around March, I'm not trying to put no, because that's what people be looking for and listening for as well, is for you to put numbers on stuff, almost like a betting game. But I'm not betting with this because I know the stuff can shift. But I'm telling you for a fact, people, at the end of the day, between March and May, it's going to be something go down, some type of, and it might even, depending on, with this whole election thing, it may be before that. It could be. But I can tell you for a fact, before the half of the year mark, it's going to be something go down. It's going to be something, man. So, I didn't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know, man, because I want y'all to start preparing if y'all can. I can't control what y'all do, but I don't think that everybody's even thinking on that type of level. You might think that you got it all together. You might think that you got everything, but you got to think ahead of the wave. Think about emergencies. Think about robberies. Think, anything like that. You're not beyond anything happening to you. You never know what could happen. You got to think about everything. So just have your stuff, together, and when I say robberies, I mean the times that we living in, you never know what, might get taken from you, or what you might be held accountable for or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and have it, man. That's all that I had to say with that quick message. Uh, at the end of the day, y'all just make sure that you stay safe out here. It's not just about food and water altogether. Y'all do need to be armed as well, but make for sure, you know, uh, just like I brought up the farmlands and gill baits. At the end of the day, it is important. I don't want to really say, but I can't control where y'all move, but I'm just giving y'all the little wisdom that I got. The fact is, you don't want to be in no area right now where you can't grow no food, fam. You don't. I'm telling you right now, it's migration type of. That's why with all of the walls and shit that y'all was hearing about, with Trump when he was in there. All of this stuff is tied together. They were saying for the longest the walls was gonna be to keep us in, not and now you can see why that shit would add together. So at the end of the day, you want to be somewhere where you can grow some food, because if you can't, you fence to be screwed 9 times out of 10. You don't want to be buying nothing from these folks, I'm telling you, especially if you ain't vegan or nothing like that. And I'm not making this a vegan thing, but I'm just being real with you. With their farms and stuff, y'all don't know what y'all even eating. I seen, and shout out to him because that's his content, even though I don't, but shout out to Dredd because I came across his video on accident, and he was showing where with this, the Q-tips and stuff, the testing Q-tips for this ANCOOR IRVUS thing going around that they got, had like this moving microscopic type of material, alive type of material. Like it's not even the same type of Q-tips. It's not a normal Q-tip. It's some type of weird robotic type of material, micro technology. Um, and the fact is, man, y'all can, if you can barely see it, so y'all can only imagine what they can put in your food, man. It's a wrap at the end of the day. It's over. It's a wrap. When I say it's a wrap, I'm talking about this is stuff that you can barely even detect. So this man could be, when you talk about genetically modified foods, this man could be putting anything in your food, and I want to take it to a level higher, especially your water. That's one thing that we need. You can go longer without food than water. But people ain't even thinking about water, y'all. People don't know how to clean their own water, don't know how to do none of that stuff. So I mean, when I say that, yeah, right, it's a wrap for real. Real talk. It's and it really takes some minds that's really wrapped up in it to really be trying to think of a solution to get us out of it. Because at this rate, I don't want to be, like a sore or a negative thinker or nothing like that. But at this rate, I don't see it really getting no better for us. Uh, that ain't nothing I want to voice because I don't want it to become reality. But I'm just saying, based off of the facts and how we've been moving, I can't see people changing nothing in their ways, man. I figure, man, the only chance that we got is by strong-minded and what you would consider woke people sticking together to some degree and having a real master plan laid out. Besides that, like I said, it's a wrap. This is somebody who's putting stuff inside of food, stuff that, and this ain't just stuff that just mess with your health. This is stuff that can fuck with, your soul and everything at the end of the day. Your mind, body, and soul, that stuff is all connected. So the shit's just crazy, man. Y'all, whatever you can do, make sure that you're in there. You might need to move. You never know. You never know. You might need to move to a different region so that you can, grow your food and stuff. Because I'm telling you, if you're in the West Coast and stuff, it ain't gonna be as easy. I'm not saying it's gonna be impossible, but it's not gonna be as easy. Even the East Coast, I mean, like places like where it be cold and stuff, like it ain't gonna be easy. They got everything really under control, even in this, because they know that everybody would start to move into the center area, center region, where most of nature is at. You know, where you can grow food and stuff, Kansas and all of that type of stuff. Well, what's there? They controlling the weather as well. Tornado Alley is all up in there. So I mean, that's how they fuck up the crops and stuff. So at the end of the day, they got everything on lock. If you try to move to this place, they got one thing that you got to battle against. Move to the next place, they got one thing for you to battle against. It's about us in every area trying to combat the things that we can, man. And really, when you got military power like they do, the funding that they got for the, that's why I say I feel like it's over. And I don't want to be pessimistic and not optimistic, but I'm just saying that's why I feel like it's over. They got all of this power and a head game than we do, and here we is just now starting. That's why I be feeling like when people be on these panels and stuff and be saying they about the truth, they about this and they about that, not just to be judgmental of them, but just from a factual point of view. Look at what we got compared to them. When you just start, that's like somebody starting a race way ahead of you, and then you just now starting yards behind. You really think you're gonna win the race? You really think you got a chance? And you got disabilities. And that's us. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's what we're up against. And I'm thinking the best way, you can't say too much on here because you giving out your plan, you giving out your blueprint. You know what I mean? And that's how they can knock you down. That's why I move like I do, because if you get to saying too much, then they already know what you're gonna do, and they can knock you down before you even see yourself going to them. So I mean, that's why I created the language format that I did. Not saying it's the hey, but it works. It's effective, and that's something that I do in order to get around that system. So it's just some real detrimental and crazy time. It's wartime, man. I'm telling, it's wartime. A lot of people can't realize it because we've been in a world where it's been so cool and everything easy going to work. Everything been focused on money, but a lot of people just don't realize what type of time we in. We ain't never lived through nothing like the Great Depression, nothing like that. Giving plans and the naysayers. Absolutely. And me on my end, I'm trying to give the best plan that I can on my end. I'm not saying I'm the wisest person in the room. I feel like everybody got their own sector where they can offer some important fundamental insight. But this right here, man, it's crazy because I get to thinking, man, am I fight? You get to thinking, am I fighting for nothing? Am I fighting for nothing? When I get on here and when other people get on here, is we really fighting for, when you really be real? I mean, we talking about, we're intelligent people. We know the truth and stuff like that. Okay, well, we know that the truth is they got more money than us. Okay, if knowledge is power, it take you a long time to get to that point of, even on the knowledge level, for us to build one tank from scratch. Okay, we ain't even got one tank. They got tanks. They got everything that you can name under the sun. And here we are with nothing. But we on here saying we in the league. We winning against them, this and that. But I'm just not trying to be delusional here. Because the only way you're going to really win something is if you're not being delusional. You being reasonable, logical. And I feel like from a logical perspective, man, it's hard to say because people don't want to voice that. But we have lost, bro. We have. And I don't like saying that and dealing with that myself, but we have lost. That's just a fact, man. These people sticking shit in us, the mouth twisting up. We have lost, man. So at the end of the day, are we fighting for nothing when we come on here? What are we really doing? Or are we just like the workforce, that complain about the job when you leave from the job? You know how people go to work, then you got that group who congregate outside of work and they get to complain about the job, knowing that they ain't gonna never leave, knowing that they ain't gonna. I don't want that to be us. And I'm just being real. That's how a lot of us move. Just being real. A lot of us move like that. So hey, shout out to you, Chris, man. Good to see you, bro. It's that's how we move, man. A lot of us. And I just don't want that to be us, man. So I'm just stuck at this point of questioning to myself, what is it that we really can do? What is our power really? If we got the numbers and we say our powers is in numbers, if we could congregate 1 million people together, what could we do with those 1 million people? That's I feel like these is important questions that everybody needs to, if we really got, because I mean, as we plan, do people really got kids out here that they're trying to protect and they don't want to see nothing happen to? I know people do. So I know that people really ain't playing, but I really think that even adults out here that's protective of their kids and stuff like that got something to live for. They don't even. It's so unfathomable what's going on in this world right now, to where you living in it, you feel like you fighting it, you saying that you fighting it, and you are fighting it, but you still up here can't even comprehend the level of what's going down. This is beyond slavery, you know. Shit just easy right now, man. But they got us in a position of where I used to think as a kid, what if they ever, why did they let us free, so called? What if they apprehended us again? I used to think stuff like that to myself. And now here I am. I never would have viewed it as something like this. But I'm telling people that this is their next form of it. And they ain't gonna make it just labeled to no one race. It's a wrap, man. And I'm just trying to think of the best, really honestly, the best the best solution at this point is to I ain't gonna even stunt. The best solution at this fucking point is to run away. I'm just being real. The farthest that you can get away from all of this shit, if you could be on your own island, you good. Because all that you need is your land that you can control and see and scope every motherfucker coming from every corner. That's the type of times that we live. That's real safety. You can grow your own stuff. You can see from every corner. You need a lookout at this point. That's the times that we living in. Because at the end of the day, man, it ain't too much more that we can do. I'm just being real. We too far behind. And that's why I just said what I said, man. Oh, balance. I ain't even see you, bro. They never let us go physical, mental, spiritual. Right. Yeah, they yeah, absolutely. They just transitioned the leash to, a different form. Leash slash chains. So I agree with that. Yeah, that's so I mean at the end of the day, I don't want to see my niece having to go through certain shit, man. Cause I ain't got no kids, but I ain't my next shit. Well, little cousins, I ain't got no nephews. And that's the thing too. In my family, we ain't got no young men, bro. So it's only one, one little girl. That's it. That's it. After that, so she ain't gonna have no protection beyond us if we. And it ain't even no man as is in my family. So if we die, that's a wrap. And that's why I'm so serious about. It ain't just her, it's man, it's the kids in foster care, and I've been through that shit, man. I think about shit like that, man. Damn, what what about them? Shit just shit just real fucked up and uneasy right now. But it's really taking some minds that's really working on stuff. Cause see, think about the energy that got brought in and how everybody was acting when shit hit the fan as far as George Floyd. Cause see, it was one thing when Corona hit, but soon as George Floyd died, that's when you saw black people start to really act up, speak out a whole bunch, say what they gonna do, saying that we need to be strategic and stuff like that. I'm telling you, it's gonna be another. All we doing is doing the same stuff. You woke for a good little minute because it's cool and everybody doing it, and then after everything die down, it's back to the same stuff. So we back in the same loop, focusing on money. And that's why I'm telling people, if we wasn't focusing on money, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying be stupid. I'm never telling people that. People get what I be saying confused, so confused. I'm not saying be stupid, and I know how stuff is in the world. I'm telling people that we don't need it, because at the end of the day, how did they get and apprehend us? By force. How did they get the land that they got where they controlling everything by force? Everything comes down to willpower and force at the end of the day, respect and war. Money ain't got shit to do with it. Whatever a man want, if he want to take it, he gonna take it. At the end of the day, that's how shit goes. It ain't right, but in most cases, but that's how shit goes at the end of the day. Unity, the collective consciousness has a unity, the collective consciousness has a surviving spirit. We need to tap in and ride the wave. Absolutely, I agree. You know, yeah, it's man, we need the powerful minds in the golly, man. In the league, definitely, because we don't need no dumbasses. We don't need. I ain't saying we need leaders or nothing like that, but I'm just saying we do need structure. They got structure. We need structure. That's one thing. Looking at the enemy, you can learn about how they did stuff. Not copy, but make your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what I was saying right before that, man, but it was important. That's why I don't be reading the comments like that too. It don't be to be read, but I mean rude, but shit, what was I saying? I forgot, man. But yeah, man, it's I'm not gonna say that we can't do it, but it's gonna take some real work, and I mean some type of some genius type of movement. And we gotta really support each other like we never have. Like you just said about the unified consciousness and stuff like that. We definitely, we got to unify. If we don't, hey, we ain't never, and even if it got to be just something temporary, if it's not, if it's something for a temporary where we all unify for a temporary amount of time until we get to where we need to be, we need to learn from the unification anyway. First off, but if that could work out, shit, that'd be cool. But I just can't. I literally be trying to think of solutions. That's why I'll be focusing on the free energy and the pyramid. Cause see, if we could start building our own pyramid, not just to replicate what the ancestors did, but I've done the work and the study and the stuff like that. A pyramid is literally the best form, the best geometric structure for fractalization of energy and dispersing it. That's why I'm so serious on that. That's why pyramids are all over the earth. It's not just for no reason. They could have built cubes all over the earth. Why didn't they? So that's what I'm saying. It's the new age. It's back to the future. We going through the same loop again, same realization. That's why they're talking about us waking up. So I bring up that pyramid because once you got your own form of power and you can power your own stuff and clean your own water, at that point, them the first two things us as people that we need to do. When you talk about structure, moving in the correct direction, then the first two things that we need to do: find a source of unlimited water, period. Find a source of local and unlimited water, and after that, or concurrently at the same time, a source of free energy. Create a new wave, a new source of free energy for everybody. It ain't got to be just black people, but if we do need to, we know what detriment we in. We do got to think about ourselves to a degree, a large degree. We know what was white from us. This was our stuff necessarily first here on this land, North America. All I'm trying to do is help people realize what path we're supposed to be on. Yeah, we all got different lives and different paths of life and stuff like that. But the goal that we all got here is all gonna come to the same goal. I just got what I feel from based on facts and what I witnessed. I got a way brighter view on it, and I'm seeing ahead of most people and where they at. They focusing on the problems that we're enduring right now. They're not thinking about the future and what's to come. Cause see, if we just do what I'm saying, because I'm not saying that I got all of the knowledge of I might say something just like Tupac said and spark the right mind. They get to doing the work and thinking about the shit just as much as I do and seeing that it's the truth and the true way. Then next thing you know, boom, you got the next um engineer, because I'm already doing the architectural design and layout of it. The engineer of the, to set, it's all steps, and then you got more people contributing to the project. Because I'm not saying that I'm gonna be able to do. I'm not Superman or nothing like that, but my goals and where my mind is at, I know it's way ahead than most people. They ain't gonna realize it until later. And this is gonna be 2045 before people realize what the fuck I was saying. So it's not a fantasy, but if you never try to even go, how can you say what you couldn't do or what wouldn't have worked? You know, One thing we ain't never tried is to make a way without money. So how could we say that it ain't never worked? That's just one example there in itself. You can't knock something until you try it. That's a famous saying, and it's that famous for a reason. So our next goal should be, like I say, us fi- focusing on these things. You know, because it might be some dude out here who finds some type of way to without any type of money. Because it's possible, if you can think of it, it's some way possible. 9 times out of 10. Imagine some black dude come out here and he think of some type of way with just the rocks of the doggone soil and electrocuting them something, some type of way or something like that to clean the water. I'm just saying, I'm not saying this, but to clean the water or something like that. Some brilliant type of way, fast, quick, effective type of way, clean type of way, environmentally friendly type of way to clean our own water, pass down the knowledge to other people. And then next thing you know, you got people who are sustaining themselves with water. Nobody got to go out and buy bottled water in the epic of a pandemic. This is real richness. This riches, wealthiness. This is real wealth. Is what I'm saying. It ain't no if. It's about people having a. Nobody says, when they want that $1,000,000, don't nobody be thinking, it might not be possible. It might. Everybody is motivated. Then everybody want to do it because they feel like it's gonna get them somewhere. When I say stuff like this, I wish it was people in their mind. All it takes is for the people in their mind. I'm not saying it have to be y'all, but anybody out there in the public in the world to hear that and it spark their mind and they be like, damn, bro, you know what? I get what he's saying. He might not have the way, but I just thought of something and it might do it. Then they start, then they discover they got a whole nother talent in finding out new information and inventing something. Then next thing you know, you got the person who invents the way. Then that's one less thing you're depending on. Them is the two things that we need to free ourselves of dependence on, because the land is the last thing that you got to fight for. That's gonna come down to fighting territory and shit like that. That's all gonna come down to fighting. That's where your numbers come into play. Military, uh, uh, military setups and shit like that. All of that matters. Magnetic vortex cleanses the water and makes it soft. Me and Chris were just talking about this last night. That's what's up, bro. I ain't even know that about a magnetic vortex cleansing the water and making it soft. And I do realize that different waters, yeah, they got a different texture, to them based on the, I guess you would say the vibration, because it does carry a vibration. That's something that water, I feel like it's the most receptive, the greatest receptor for vibration, period. Because I mean, one vibration echoes, but the ripple effect and everything. But shit, them the two things that we need to focus on, man, as far as the energy and stuff like that. We got bright minds out here, but is they applying it? I'm not saying that they ain't. I feel like this dude's out here doing a great job. I don't see him all the time, and but shout out to One World, One Hood, and people like that who I have come across due to people I've affiliated with, who have platforms. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know of these names of people. That's why I'd be around, because that's what I'd be around for. That's why I'd be around. It ain't no other reason, man. It's because it's where else am I gonna find these bright minds at? I'm just trying to use the internet for something positive, to amalgamate with other people who got the same type of mind or got the same type of goals. Because you ain't gonna be able to do it too much out. You slim in chances. You can in the type of your fingers find somebody who think around the same realm as you. It'll take you forever to go out here in the real world in your car, searching for people who think, on that level. So it's just it's something else, man. And I'm doing whatever I can this year to help us stay focused as well. You know, it, and sometimes it's just what you say. You putting out the word out there and just letting people, hey, ring it in people's head. Hey, stay focused, stay focused. It's easy to lose focus. It is. There's so many distractions in this world. But yeah, man, it's those are the two main things, and I wish that people could realize that because with the free energy, then you know how to, and it can contribute into being able to heat yourself in the wintertime. You won't be cold or AC and things like that for the summer. Cleansing your own water, which is no human can go 3 days or more without water necessarily. Once you can cleanse that, you are no longer dependent on the government for that. And then from that point, the last thing you need is food. Once we can get, watch what I say, Gill baits and stuff like that. Whatever shall happen to this cat, it's, uh, man. At the end of the day, all of the land that this man is now in ownership of and shit like that, farmlands, all of this land that's on the earth, here, especially in the United States, so many trees without fruit. We can replant these trees. Let's replenish the land to where it got food trees instead of just see if I was running something in one of these states, a government or a mayor or something, I make it illegal once a tree gets to a certain size and it yields a certain amount of fruit every year. I make it illegal, a huge fine, probably up to a year or two in jail for you to cut down that tree because it's obviously feeding. It's serving a great purpose. It's a form of life, literally. It's giving life. I see trees and stuff like that as a form of life, literally. Those are laws that I feel like need to be of the land that would create a better world. Because how is you doing something bad by keeping a live tree alive? That's not a bad law. That's a good, excellent law. But nah, they rather, have more laws for shit that don't matter. Senseless shit, So at the end of the day, man, it's my mind that I'm trying to spread. People to, be able to see what I see and let's take action on these thoughts that we have. You know, but it takes planning. You gotta move right. That's why y'all see me typing in code when it's necessary and stuff like that. Cause titles like this, shit. If I'd have put the regular title, it automatically it would be up for getting taken down. So I gotta put ANCOOR IRVUS and Gill base in order to get my damn point across, man. So y'all know who ANCOOR when y'all hear me say ANCOOR IRVUS, y'all know what I'm saying. That's coronavirus. It's just scrambled. That's all it is. Boy, this world is a trip, man. I can't have it like this, man. This is my world, man. I can't have it like this, bro. I can't. I can't. Like going, I know I'm coming. And the thing is, when you know you might be coming, the great, I don't care what nobody say, bro. When you know the greatest chances that you might be coming right back here, that's one thing I feel like people is sleep to as well. You witness life, nothing but life, come in and leave the earth. Why in the world do people not think that it's a great possibility you might be one of these souls reincarnate right back here on the earth? I'm trying to change this bitch, bro. No disrespect to the earth, but I'm trying to change this mug, man. I want my moves and everything that I do to be effective while I'm here, because I know 9 times out of 10 I'll be some form of energy coming back. The same energy that's on a tree when it dies. I mean, when the leaves die on a tree and they hit the ground, crumble up, the energy goes back into the earth and it's magnetized into the tree. The nutrients, those same nutrients from it dying, rebuild the tree. So therefore, the same energy technically is rebuilding the tree for the next year to come around. We witness this in nature. Life, go out, come back in, go out, come back in. A tree is just like a magnetic field. It's shaped just like it, the roots and everything. And in the top. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just pointing out the fact that 9 times out of 10, y'all, we coming right back here. So all of our actions matter, man. Every last one. And I just want mine to be effective. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I know I'm not. I know I ain't. But it ain't nothing out here that I wouldn't voice it, in comparison to the majority. There's nothing no man on earth could approach me about that I wouldn't voice the 100% honest truth about, because I know what the fuck I've been through, and I don't give a damn what nobody think about me, man. I know what's in my heart at the end of the day. So every day that I'm living on this earth, man, I'm always thinking about what can I do. I might not have my answer just 100% yet, but I'm always working on it and working towards it. But I'm always thinking about what is it that I can do to make this world better through me, through my being. I've already done one thing. I figured out something that nobody on the earth pointed out or knew with the 4.5. So therefore, for the rest of history, people can start paying attention even more to the fact, hey, us as human beings got 4 limbs and 1.14 phalanges. 1 + 4 = 5 on one hand, 4 fingers. They can start paying attention to these sciences of the human being that never really got paid attention to in such descriptive detail because of me and what I've done. That's one of the greatest riches in the world, to where you created a ripple effect and you potentially remember for the rest of history. Unless some white person come along because my people didn't support me and they take my name and they put their name on it. That's why I be so strict on my folks supporting me, because I know what's been done to us in the past. But just because my people realize I did all of this work and I figured out something so special, they'll look at it like they're jealous or something and they won't support me, and they'll just let that happen because they wish it was them. But it shouldn't be like that. Nothing good comes to us from us not supporting one another. At the end of it, that's why I say if it was somebody else who did what, even if it was Sanchez, I don't care who it is, bro. I'd be amazed seeing that shit. When something like if I would have seen, I don't know what I would have did, bro. Y'all probably I don't know what I would. If I would have seen somebody on the tier of any of y'all, really, honestly, but we know everybody be on the nigga channel, Sanchez and stuff. This nigga come on here and show he been talking about the 45 for the past 2 years, and then show that stuff in the sky with the alignments. This man is advanced with sacred geometry. And then the next thing I know, he's showing how the symbols look like 4 and 5. They're the two biggest planets, just like 45 is the top number of the pyramid. They in the center. If you take the Earth out of the lineup, because the Earth is flat, you would have it as the Jupiter and Saturn would as well be the 4th or 5th planet. That shit would blow me away. I ain't lying. I would be fucked up in the head for a girl. Like, what the fuck? Like, I would be questioning some shit, man. Like, who is this nigga? Like, because that's amazing to me. So that's why I be blown away when I be on here and people don't be blown away by what I be showing them, because I know how I would be. Well, if it was any of y'all, bro, because that's just crazy. But I want my people to realize, whether white or black, when I say my people, I just mean, I guess, all people at the end of the day. We all is special, man. It's a lot of people that just ain't fighting to find out what they special at, or they just don't think or don't really believe they special at something. We got a purpose, man, and I'm showing y'all that we got some power just through my own being and how connected I am to myself. So if I'm dead as me, ain't no telling what type of level y'all on. One of y'all, and then it would just one turn into two, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 7, and 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. 32, all of that. It keeps on doubling and everything. So, yeah, shout out to Mazai. So that's just a good thing to point out and look at. We all got some type of superpower that we supposed to be applying in this world, but we supposed to be the Justice League, bringing it together, combating against evil. And what we are doing, that evil is Hey, the title of this video at this point, we I like I said, I feel like it's over, but at the same time, we gotta fight. We got to. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like it's over and we stand no chance. And I just gave y'all some very reasonable logical reasons why I think like that. But we can't give up, man. We can't. We cannot give up, dude. I know a lot of us don't want to be inclusive or connected to the next, and the thing to that self, when you say we, just speak for yourself. That's cool. I comprehend that too. But that's all I'm saying is we ain't gonna get nowhere thinking like that at all. We never have. So it's just I don't know what the world may have stored next, man, but I'm just thinking ahead of the wave. Remember I brought up the 2021 real ID thing. So at the end of the year, they expecting everybody to have real IDs, switch over to that mess. So being that they got that laid out, that's kind of like a sign and really kind of a precursor letting you know some type of event is going to happen before then for them to get everybody to, get down with that. So there's something that's going to happen that's going to put them in line to be able to have the control to implement that. It's only a matter of time. And just pay attention to the patterns. Last year it was March. That's when the coronavirus really started to, late February / the beginning of March. I really think it was around the first day of spring, actually, for the United States. And with the elite, the new year starts in spring. You know what I mean? For the woke. So that would make sense of why they started this shit off like that. They started the new year off with that. So you can expect something. That's why I say between March and May to go down. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be something between March and May. Definitely before June. I know that for a fact. It's going to be something. Every year is something. Seems like, but we brewing right now. We literally sitting in the midst of something, and I think everybody can tell that. So, but I know y'all wise, man. I know y'all got y'all the year right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's this year. This year. This year, man. I ain't even trying to just think of myself, man, but I know what position especially with me working on what I'm working on. I know what position I'm finna be in. I'm finna shoot to the top real quick, man. But it's, but selfishness is something I can't, bring with me. Whoever I can help, man. That's my goal, bro. My goal is to make sure that I look out for those who need it, man. It's gonna shit. We gonna need each other in this. Real talk. But I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I see y'all dropping off. I appreciate y'all staying this long. The niggas just rambling at this point. I'm gonna let y'all go and have a great day, man. I'll holler at y'all next time.